Trade figures from Australia and South Korea topped the data docket on Thursday in Asia, both coming in a little bit stronger than expectations, suggesting that international trade was holding up either side of Liberation Day in early April. In Australia, the goods trade surplus ballooned to 6.9 billion Australian dollars, which was the highest level in around a year and also 3 billion more than expectations. Digging into the details, it was a big uplift in exports that drove the widening in the surplus. Digging into the details, it was non-rural goods or Australia's key commodity exports that drove that increase in the trade surplus. You can see there an 8.6% month-on-month increase, or nearly $3 billion to $33.8 billion for the month. Of that, it was clear that metal, ores and minerals, which is primarily iron ore, drove the increase, up nearly 12%, or $1.5 billion to $14.5 billion. That reflects temporary disruptions caused by Cyclone Celia on the Pilbara coast in February, which was since reversed. You can also see that coal exports up 550 million, and also other mineral fuels, which is predominantly LNG, also up by over 4% to 266 million Australian dollars. When it came to destination, you could see those mineral exports clearly going to China with a big snapback after falling to multi-year lows in the prior month. However, take a look at the orange line, which reflects the United States. Exports to the United States were the second highest of any nation in March, even surpassing the likes of Japan. Likely to be a temporary increase ahead of tariffs, but interesting to see the uplift that we've seen since Donald Trump took presidency in November of last year. Elsewhere, there was an uptick in the Korean exports and also those going to India. When it came to the import side of the equation, they pulled back marginally after hitting record highs in the prior month. Digging into the detail with that, it was clear that most of the decline came through in capital goods, in particular military aircraft and equipment. That was the largest decline coming through there. Elsewhere, consumption goods off marginally from the levels seen in February. South Korean trade data also topped expectations in April, with clear evidence of shifting demand for exports away from the United States to other key markets in the wake of Liberation Day. The trade surplus came in at $4.88 billion, which was almost unchanged from a month earlier. Within that figure, the value of imports declined 2.7% from a year earlier, largely reversing a 2.3% increase in March. But it was really the export figure that delivered the big upside surprise. We saw a 3.7% year-on-year increase in values, which was not only above the 3% pace reported in March, but also the highest level in 4 months and well above expectations for a drop of 2%. Within that figure, there was clear signs of shifting demand for exports away from the United States. The value of US exports declined by 6.8%. However, those to China rose by 3.9%, whilst those to the European Union ballooned by 18.4% to a record high $6.7 billion. Within the actual categories, it was autos and computer equipment that declined, offset by higher chip exports and also those of smartphones.